letting some of our people filter in. What's going on, Black Native? I see you coming up in the spot as well too. What's going on with you, Professor?
Yeah, what's going on there, brother Newstoter? Another great space, homie.
Yeah, man. I'm hoping that we're gonna have us a really nice dialogue tonight. Try to keep it under control because I know this is the type of conversation here that it may get emotions may get the best of everybody, but hopefully everybody will be professional and just remember that it's just a conversation we have. And Jennifer Lewis came out with this, and it kind of made some headlines. So we'll be getting this thing rolling in just a second. What's going on, DJ?
Waiting for this thing to transition from speaker to coast. What's good, everybody? New start Professor Black Native. What's going on tonight, folks?
Yeah, what's going on there, bro?
Oh, we just chilling.
Yeah.
See, Black Native, she requested to speak too. So yeah, we definitely got to get some sisters' point of view on this right here as well too. Exactly what Jennifer was trying to, what was the whole point of it. We gonna. I'm just waiting for more people to come up in here, y'all, before we actually start to dig in. We can speak on it right now if y'all like as well too. So, like I said, it was a pretty interesting comment. And if you know Jennifer Lewis, like she is loud and she's never one shy for words. She's always Hollywood's black mom. She done played everybody, mom. I think her and Angela Bassett done played more mamas than anybody else, maybe in Hollywood history. Like I know back in the day, Cicely Tyson used to always get certain roles and stuff, but like they surpassed Cicely. Like they always like the perennial black mothers. Like even when they might be playing. And what's crazy because matter of fact, speaking on that on what's the movie? What's Love Got to Do with It? Jennifer Lewis played Angela Bassett mama on there when Angela Bassett was playing Tina Turner. So like that's what I'm saying. They always playing the mother role. So
look, News Total, you trying to start some shit tonight. You know you ain't slick. And then talking about let's keep it professional. You talking about our people.
Hey,
what you trying to do?
You didn't think this would make for a good conversation tonight, Black Native?
Yeah, I believe it's a good conversation, but people gonna start popping off because I don't know if it was either you or the professor. So about what y'all women think of that. I'm like, oh, so what? And you saw my response. She still believing. She's those people, those black women she talking about still believe in white Jesus. That's what she talking about.
Yeah,
so I just sit back and listen. I mean, some oxtails. I just finished cooking my oxtails, so I'm gonna sit back and listen.
Oh, you cooking oxtails up in there?
Well, I made some oxtails.
Oh, okay.
So I'm sitting here enjoying it. Professor I had went and got them. It take like about 3 hours to cook. So and I don't like eating this late, but I had a taste for some oxtails, so I went and got some and cooked them. But I'm gonna sit back and I'll chime in.
Oh, that I want you to, like I said, I want to hear some of the sisters their point of view tonight as well too. Because here's the thing I'm most happy about, Black Native. I know you munching on the oxtails. Here's the thing I'm most happy about. A black woman said this. So it like if a black man had said this, it'd be like World War III, So a black woman said it. So and that like that's a big sigh of relief right there. Because if a black man said it, oh my Lord. And I'm gonna tell you, I don't agree with everything she's saying either. I believe that played a part in it, but I don't think that's the whole reason, why we're at today where we're at. So that's just my personal opinion. Yeah, I believe it played a major part in it, but I don't think that that's the sole reason for what she said. Where we're at today between black men and black women and the black family, and when she said that we're a conquered race, yikes! That was that kind of cut deep to a lot of people. But like I say, this is one woman who, and then I know like somebody put in there. I don't know if it was somebody. They say she has bipolar, right? I was like, well, yeah, I know she has bipolar.
And a drinking problem, and she was. You ain't see her interview she did on the Breakfast Club about 3 years ago. I seen it. I'm gonna go deep into it too. Once more people get in this space. What's up, DJ? Look, we got black majority up here co-signing our bullshit. I know I'm petty, you petty, and Professor, but the black majority, you ain't see that picture he put up there, them Chinese men with them messed up teeth?
No, I ain't see that one.
I thought that brother was better than that. Now I expect DJ, no more offense. But I know you petty and I am too, and so as Professor Newstoter, you really don't be in the pettiness. You more, laid back. But,
Well, these Asian folks been fucking with us, man, so we had to get some get back on. That's right.
Right. No sympathy, no mercy.
Yeah, y'all. I'm just waiting for a handful of more people to come in, but then I'm gonna go ahead and start this thing up because I want to go ahead and start to dig into it. We at least have one. We have one sister's point of view on here in here, Black Native. So Black Native, make sure you don't go nowhere. I know sometimes the spaces be getting jank and people be coming in and out or whatever, but we're gonna definitely need a sister. We need you to stay on the panel tonight and hold it down. We need to get a Black woman's point of view about what another Black woman says. So we definitely gonna need you to stick around and stay around. And I see Ray, he ain't came up in the space yet. I'm sure he'll be filtering in here as well too. So I wanted to kind of touch up on this tonight. I was gonna do a space on something else me and DJ talked about, but I figured like, well, we can do that one tomorrow. But rarely do we get a chance to actually go in and just focus mainly on one topic. And I felt like this was a good topic to go ahead and talk about tonight. Like I say, it definitely as more people come in and stuff like that, it's gonna be interesting to see how people respond to it. Like I say, hopefully everybody just go ahead, realize that it's just a conversation we're having, a conversation that somebody else started in Hollywood. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna touch up on that part. But that's all it is, y'all. It's just a conversation. And with anything, there's some truth to it, and there's also some, not so much truth into it as well, too. Like I said, I feel like this is a bigger problem than when we look at the plight of Black people. A lot of times in this country, we want to go ahead and talk about one thing in particular that's got us in the situation we at, but it's more than one thing, in my personal opinion. It's a whole laundry list of things that's got us as a people, in the actual predicament that we're in now. But like I say, it was interesting to hear an actual Hollywood woman, a Black woman. I know she was talking about years ago. I think Jenifer Lewis was talking about sleeping with John Voight as well too. So I was like, what in the world are we talking about here? But it's going to be interesting to see. Ray, what's going on tonight?
What's going on, man? Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, man. So yeah, Jenifer Lewis, man, was known to get around. I believe she posted like a what's the thing called, like an autobiography of her life or whatever you want to call it, like a memoir. She was talking about like, yeah, she was for the streets when she was younger. So yeah, if you're telling me she got around with this person and that person, I wouldn't put it past her, man. Yeah, can't put it past her, man. And she loud with that too. So there you go. Yeah, because wasn't she on Fresh Prince? Wasn't she like the rich aunt or something?
She was a loud aunt. She's always a loud person.
Yeah.
She was on Fresh Prince. I don't remember her in Fresh Prince.
Yeah, she was Vivian. She was Vivian's sister. She was on Fresh Prince. She was a real loud one. She was on there.
Yeah, she was on Vill's sister, like you said. Hey, man, I'm sorry, bro. Normally I kind of stay off the mic. I let the people kind of talk, man. But I ain't gonna lie, man. I kind of got some shit I want to get off my chest, bro. I'm gonna just be real with you, bro. We got some real bitch-made ass bitches that be coming in these spaces, bro. And that has no disrespect or anything to do with your spaces. Let me say this. This is what happened. So I was in Sister Enough space. This has nothing to do with Sister Enough. Enough is enough. It has nothing to do with her. It's just these bitch made ass dudes that be in her space, man, that just, just being sucking about damn oxygen, right? So, I go in, it's Friday, y'all know I get up early and shit. So it's Friday, Saturday, so I ain't gotta get up. So she had a stage like 12:30 at night. So I decided to drop in there, just kind of show Sister Enough some love. A bitch made ass co-host, and well, I'm not gonna say it was a co-host. It was somebody that was in the space, man. So, well, hold on, ain't that the racist from Newstoter space? Hey, man, fuck Newstoter, man. What you doing your motherfucking ass again? Blah blah this and blah blah that. And then y'all remember a while back, I had a dude that threatened to hurt my family, right? Yeah, I know everyone remembers that whole situation, right?
I stay posting that picture too, bro. I stay posting that.
Bro, these motherfuckers was going around in that space, not enough. So I'm not blaming her, but somebody that was in that space was going around saying I was begging people to come to my house and stand here and protect my family. I said, you a bitch ass man. First of all, I don't know you motherfuckers, and I definitely wouldn't have you around my kids. What the fuck I look like as a man having another fucking man come to my house and protect my fucking family? I never said that. What I said was, and just to be very clear, is I need information. I asked social media to do that thing because I was trying to get a hold of his name so I could handle this bitch ass. That's what I was trying to do. But the people she had in her face was saying that, yeah, he was asking us to help him protect his own family. What kind of man that he would blah blah this? And then they was talking about, yeah, and he fuck with Newstoter, and they was talking all this crazy shit about you, bro. And they was saying,
Ray, I'm gonna just be real with you, bro. I don't even care. Like, I mean, I feel you on the part about your daughter. Well, no, hold on. I'm just wait, hold on. I'm just being real. Like, I mean, on a real tip, bro. People gonna say whatever they want to, but you know what I'm saying. I don't care, bro. You ain't got to tell me anything because we already know it's a bunch of people that don't vibe with us. So I mean, I'm not even on that point. Like, you don't even have to come and tell me that because I could care less. Straight up.
Yeah, I just letting the host because I don't know what to say now. I just stay out the mind. People cook, and at the end I come in, hey, y'all have appreciate y'all coming on. But yeah, this shit was really bugging me because how the fuck is it 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning? Y'all sitting y'all bitch ass up in this damn space, and y'all just sitting around talking about news like this. Like this man done something, y'all talking about, yeah, he and Cracker Gabe up on stage, and the white man come up and talk about reparations. I'm like, well, who y'all bitch ass ain't that come up and talk? What are y'all doing? Just trying to do for the community? Y'all ain't doing the motherfucking thing. Let me quit. I'm sorry. I don't want to.
Yeah, because real talk, because I don't even, I'm gonna be honest, I ain't even trying to have that dampen the space here tonight. So anybody that's got something to say like that, you can hit me on the back channel if you want to say something like that. But when we getting ready to hold the space, I don't even want to hear that kind of nonsense. Just on the real, on the strength. Because like I say, if anybody had a problem, they can come up in this space and we can get to it right now. But they're not gonna do that. So let them stay in their cubby hole and say what they got to say, because that's all they can say anyway. They're talking on an app or whatever. So a lot of these same lames sitting up here talking about one white dude, Gabe, like Gabe is the Antichrist, but I guarantee you they're not holding any of the white politicians in their own town, city, state, any of that accountable. How many spaces they have with the mayor of their city or the city councilman or county commissioner or anybody in their county? They hadn't had not one. They're not going to have one, but they want to put all of it on one white dude. Come on, please.
Talk about that. Like, you can't. This is my thing that irritates the living shit out of me. Do not sit around and criticize people that are trying when you sitting in your ass not doing nothing. That is what bothers me. Like, damn.
Hey, bro, I'm like I say, like I'm gonna just be real with you, man. Certain spaces, you gotta watch where you go at. So, like I say, on the real. If it's a situation like that arises and you want to tell me something, just hit me in the DM. I don't even want to waste time in these Twitter spaces talking about it, because unless I personally address it, I'm not even trying to hear it. So like if they got an issue, a problem like that, they can come up in the space right here. They ain't gonna come up in the space. They gonna sit up there and comment and hold spaces and stuff like that too. So I don't deal with in these spaces. I don't deal with half of these people. That's why I don't go in their space. If it ain't black majority state or DJ space, if Rella and Mel and them have a space going on or something like that, I'll come through or whatever. But half of these people's spaces, I don't even deal with them. I don't talk to them. I ain't got nothing to say to them. So that's just me personally. Like now, if I hear something they pop it and I want to pop on them or something in the space, that's one thing. But nobody's got to tell me that, because we already know that people don't rock with us. So it ain't even no sense of entertaining it. I ain't got no respect for them. I feel the same way. And that's just pretty much all it is to it. So, but on that note, y'all.
I'll leave it alone, bro. I was just letting you know the type of dumb shit motherfuckers sit around.
We already know, bro. Like they was in this space when we had the thing with Gabe and stuff. So we already know exactly the kind of energy and stuff that's out there. And the simple fact that they couldn't come in this space and run amok and run over the host and the co-host and everything, it was an issue there. So like I say, it's really nothing to even to talk about. People sitting up there, and this is men, so that's what I'm saying. You can't talk about leadership. People can't talk about leadership in the black community when you got a bunch of chatty patties and you got a bunch of soft ass men sitting up here who was sitting up here trying on their mama's underwear and high heels and stuff when they was finding out, not knowing what sexuality they were and stuff growing up. So I don't even pay that kind of stuff no attention, man. Like I say, if somebody wants to come in here and talk by all means, they can come in here and talk. If they want to go ahead and start spaces and DM and all the other stuff, they more power to them. But like I say, man, here is where the news and stuff gets told. Even tonight, and this is a little bit different topic, but it's still a newsworthy topic because you got Jenifer Lewis, who is a well-known actress. A lot of people know her from Blackish, but she's been around for 20 some odd, 30 some years or whatever. So we wanted to go ahead and touch up on exactly what she meant when she was saying that Jesus is black women are married to Jesus. Basically, Jesus is a husband, and that the black race is a conquered race. So that's really, like, you know what I'm saying, mindset wise, we want to touch up on, because we have a different type of listener in these spaces compared to these other spaces that just keep shit going. Like, let's just be real. So that's what I'm saying for the future, y'all. If y'all got something to say, people done DM me before. DM me if it's something like that you feel that you need to get off your chest. Go ahead, but I don't want to even entertain that BS up in this space right here. Like I said, you got a bunch of metrosexual dudes out here that sit up in here and take orders, getting women putting batteries in their back and everything else. They too bitch made to say anything. So I don't even want to entertain this nonsense straight up. Because if it was face to face, half these people wouldn't be saying that. They said because they on the app.
90%.
But on that note, let's go ahead and dig into, because I see we got some people coming up here. Shout out to Leon, shout out to BTP, shout out to Goddess, Tata, Volvo, Charles Hillard. I see a bunch of y'all in here. Tech. Shout out to everybody that's coming up here. Black Pressure, y'all. We about to have us a space tonight, man. It's gonna be Black Pressure. I saw the little comment you left. So yeah, it's gonna be. I expect a pretty informative space tonight. So let me go ahead real quick and dig into this. This is coming from Moganum. When I get a chance, I'm going to actually put the article up in the actual Jumbotron as well, too. It says, actress Jenifer Lewis, Jesus is most black women's husband. We are a conquered race. In an undated interview that has surfaced on social media, actress Jenifer Lewis declared that black people are a conquered race and that Jesus is the husband of many black women. Lewis has acted on Broadway in films such as The Beaches. She appeared in Sister Act, What's Love Got to Do with It, Poetic Justice, The Preacher's Wife, Brothers, The Cookout, Think Like a Man, and in the sequel, Think Like a Man 2. But she's best known for her role on the popular television show Blackish. Lewis is known unofficially as a mother of Black Hollywood, also the name of her 2017 memoir. In the interview, Lewis seems to be addressing the state of black women and how the government played a role in the growth of single black mothers. Without a man in the household, Lewis was saying many black women turned to religion for comfort. Black women were cleaning people's floors, and I'm going to say this out loud. Jesus is most black women's husbands. You see, they did a number on us black people. We're a conquered race, she said. They put the man out of the house in order for the black mother to get welfare. The man couldn't be in the house. He had to be working. Of course, they wouldn't give him a job. Some black activists placed some of the blame on the U.S. government post-slavery for the breakdown of the black family. They argue that the nation's welfare system has encouraged families to split up and has led to a state of welfare dependency for generation after generation of blacks. They would reduce government social programs, require able individuals on welfare to work, and place more emphasis on apprehending fathers and forcing them to support their children, report the New York Times in 1983. As Lewis pointed out, the welfare system forbade homes with unemployed men to receive welfare. So oftentimes in black households, the man moved out so his mate and children could receive assistance. For many years, the nation's primary welfare program, Aid to Families with Dependent Children, denied benefits to families if an adult male was in the house. That bar was stricken in 1968, and states were permitted but not required to cover two-parent families in which the would-be breadwinner was undeployed, the New York Times reported. So yeah, this was just and we've heard that talking point before from a number of people about the actual way the welfare system was applied to black people. And Jenifer Lewis is saying something that I think that all of us has heard time and time again. So I said we got Leon with his hand up, and we're gonna get to you, Ray. So Leon, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I've been doing good, Newstoter. I've just been I don't know if you've been following my page lately. I've been I made a couple people hurt, and they've been butthurt all weekend long coming after me. So yeah, I've just been having fun. But to get back to the topic, Jenifer Lewis, we whoever follows her, we know where she's been. How I want to say, I don't want to be too harsh on her. Kind of bedwenching, but mostly cooning. I remember during the Biden campaign, she put this video out. It was on YouTube about Biden and Kamala doing this old Negro spiritual singing thing. I don't know if anybody saw that. So I mean, we kind of know who she's dancing to. It's hard to take her seriously, and it's a shame because she is a phenomenal actress. But when we get knee deep in the real dirt, she's cooning out. I'll land there.
Okay, no problem. Ray, you want to go ahead and Black Native will get to you.
Yeah, I can definitely agree, bro. She did make some good points. I will definitely say that. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of torn. Only because it was Jenifer Lewis that helped get the story of Kendra Johnson out. I told y'all that before. The little boy that got wrapped up in that gym mat, that happened in my old high school. She did a documentary about it, help actually get that out in public. But at the same time, like I said, she has definitely been doing a lot of cooning too, because we as black people, in no way a conquered race. Because if we were conquered, we wouldn't fucking be here after all the crap that we've been through for 400 some years, and we were truly conquered. So that, to me, that makes no sense. If anything, we're trusting people, and we just believe that this next generation and these next people are going to be different from the people of the past. But as we can see, for 400-500 years, that hasn't worked out in our favor. So maybe on that note, I think we may be a little ignorant, a little bit too trusting, but we're far from conquered.
All righty. And it'll be interesting to hear a woman's point of view. So we got Black Native. Black Native, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Well, thank you, my dear brother. Hey, Ray, what's going on? And peace to the room, peace and resurrection to everybody in here. I was just reading the article since she said that, I want to clear some things up. Now, Jenifer Lewis, I recall she was on the Breakfast Club. This was about 2019, I believe. And I guess this is when she was going over her life and her memoirs. She was saying that she was on drugs real bad, and she was a hoe. She said she was very promiscuous and that she slept around a lot. And now I'm not trying to, degrade the woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to put the sister down, but let's keep it real. Like, she should be the last person criticizing anybody. And like you said, she was bragging on how she fucked, excuse my French, how she slept with John Voight. John Voight, like he's a catch. Like, really? You bragging on that? That should have been the secret. You should have took that shit to your grave. That's what she should have did. Now, speaking about women, now I'm looking at it because Jenifer Lewis was in her 60s or 70s, maybe. So she's what you would call a baby boomer.
Yep.
And maybe at that time, a lot of black women had that white Jesus, Martin Luther King, and Kennedy in their house. That was like when you go in black people's houses, those was like the three main pictures that was hanging on the wall. So I could understand why she said that, because most of the black women were in the churches, praying to Jesus, I guess for a man, and he became. So I could understand that at that time period when she grew up at. Yeah, maybe that could be. She might have a little bit of truth to that, but as far as black people being a conquered race of people, no, we like Ray said, we if we were conquered, we wouldn't be here on this planet. We would be dead. Like, she act like she don't know the history. She's Black American, right?
Yeah, I think she's got to be. I'm thinking she is.
Yeah, I mean, for her to say that, and now I'm wondering. She said this in 2017. Why is it leaking now? Like, what's the reason behind it? But like, we all know the history of what America has done to our people. Every time we try to get somewhere, it's an obstacle. They're doing it now to the black farmer over there in Colorado. He's a prime example. I mean, this is just an ongoing, nonstop onslaught of our people. But it was an article that I wanted to. So I don't take her seriously. Like, you know, she's washed up. Hopefully, you know, now that this has come out, she can go ahead and make an apology to the Black family, Black American family, and maybe we might forgive her. But she's been a hoe. She's a hoe. So, like, we're going to keep it all the way real. But this is an article that I pulled up, and it's about a town in Kentucky. It's called, I think it's Osley County, Kentucky, which is 99.22% white, and 95% of these white people are Republicans. This town has the highest, it's the America's poorest white county, and the highest food stamp usage in America and welfare. And this is a town in Kentucky called Osley, Kentucky, and they're Republicans. Peep that. 95% of these poor white trash are Republicans. They hanging on to the. This is in Kentucky. Is Mitch? Yeah, Mitch McConnell. See, this is the thing. They said that they've convinced. I don't know who. I think it might have been what's the president? Lyndon Baines Johnson. I believe he said, you know, we can, as long as we can convince the poorest white people that, you know, they're better than the Black people, we can still keep them in poverty as well. So we're going to dispel that myth that, you know, that all Black people get food stamps and all Black people on welfare. Most of us probably parents were at one time because the situation that they were placed in. If you drop drugs in a community where pretty much everybody had jobs working, and they'll say, you just drop crack and heroin, what you think is going to come out of it? So, but, you know, it wasn't a permanent situation. We bounced back, and now we're getting stronger. You know what I'm saying? The veil has been lifted. They see we coming for our reparations, and we ain't stopping. You know what I'm saying? We moving full force, and they don't understand it. So I believe that this woman, and the reason that this article came out is some kind of deflection. Whatever the reason it is, why did they all of a sudden had this shit since 2017? Why is it just coming out now? She needs an apology. She needs to apologize. You know what I'm saying? Because she can't do that. She can't say those things and think that's okay with the Black family. And we're still gonna go support her in her movie roles playing somebody's mama. I know I'm not. So I'm looking for an apology from Miss Jenifer Lewis, and I respected her. You know, I have respect for her, but I knew that she said she was a hoe and she had a drinking problem and she was on drugs. Hopefully she got her shit together. She's old enough now. Maybe she's come to the light. Maybe she had a Jesus moment. You think? Maybe she had a Jesus moment, and
she's also bipolar too.
She might have that white Jesus in her kitchen or in her living room. I'm gonna land on that.
Hey, don't forget she's also bipolar as well too.
And bipolar and bipolar drugs and alcohol and cocaine, that don't go together. That's a terrible combination. So I just hope that she gets her shit together. She makes an apology, because now we are speaking about it. And, you know, maybe we can forgive her, because we forgive our people. You know what I'm saying? We're not hateful people. She might have just said some fucked up shit, and now we calling her on her bullshit. And I'm going to land. Thank you.
You're welcome, Black Native. Let's go ahead and kick it to Professor. Now, I see we got Original up here and Volvo as speakers as well, too. So you guys, I definitely want to hear what y'all got to say tonight. I know you ain't got your hand up yet. There you go, Volvo. I definitely want to hear y'all your perspective. There you go, too, Original. I'm glad, because I definitely want to hear what you brothers got to say tonight as well, too. Professor, I know Professor going to drop something. And I was glad to have Black Native come up here. So any of my other sisters that's up in the space as well, too, definitely want to hear your sister's perspective on this actual this statement, this comment, whatever you want to call this remark that she made. So please feel free to go ahead and request the mic to speak. Raise your hand and we will get to you as well. Go ahead, Professor.
Yeah, thank you there again, Newstoter, and much power and reparations to the room. and we're gonna get these reparations. Everybody, we just got to keep working at it, and we can't be defeated and sound crazy like this no good ass Jenifer Lewis. Now, the sister has been in Hollywood. She's been an actress for a very long time. Been in a lot of movies. She's played some very good roles. Usually, she plays the maternal role, as Newstoter said earlier. So she's one of the top premier actresses, and she is Black American. So I'm gonna give a lot of flowers to the sister. She's been in Hollywood for a long time. She's been out there, stumping for Black Americans, believe it or not, despite what she said in here. But let's just be honest, y'all. There are others like Miss Lewis who have the same kind of defeatist attitude. And so when we know that our people have a defeatist attitude, we got to go to them and try to build them up and make them understand if we were just completely defeated, we wouldn't be here. We would be like the Native Americans. Remember, y'all, I have said this in this space before. It's a lot of us still here. The Native Americans, they damn near wiped them off the face of the earth. But look at us. Now, we've been through it all. You know, the lynchings, the people coming through and burning down our towns and houses, and you name it, all the psychological warfare. I mean, we've been through all of this, and it's still a lot of Black Americans here. That's right. So when we hear people like Ms. Lewis make that self-defeating statement and have the self-defeating attitude, we just got to build them back up, make them understand, hey, we're not defeated. Now, we got people throwing things at us. We got people sending all kinds of heat-seeking missiles at us. But, hey, we still here. We still standing. So we don't need anybody who's going to try to say that we are a defeated group, because that is not true. And so let's just pray for the sister. Maybe she'll apologize. Maybe she won't. I don't look for an apology for anybody these days. You really just can't look for that. But I will say this: we can just do what we can to build these people back up, make them understand, hey, your people are not defeated. If you Black American, don't come with that defeated attitude. And I land my plane there.
All right, Professor. Thank you. Let me go ahead and get to Volvo, then Original. Go ahead, Volvo. How you doing tonight?
All right. How you doing, my brother? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can.
I just want to apologize ahead of time. I don't want to trigger nobody, but she absolutely right. We is a conquered people. These people conquerors. You know, like if we take our feelings and our emotions out of it, these people, they've been kicking our ass for hundreds of years. You know what I mean? We haven't been able to have the right to be self-determined as a people. Anything we build up, they knock it over. You know what I mean? The whole world has been conquered by these people. They have conquered the world. They can fly their planes anywhere they want in the world right now. They can drop their bombs anywhere they want in the world. We just the people that hasn't sat back and took it. You know, that's why our story is so inspirational throughout the world, because we live in the belly of white supremacy. We have to look these people right in the eye. We have to look the devil right in the eye daily, every day. You know what I mean? But as far as us being conquered, what she said, she gave a perfect explanation of a people that's been conquered. You know, they able to put drugs in our community, burn down our neighborhoods. They able to the point where a white woman can just walk up to you and just fall on the ground and say, I'm the victim. She can just walk right up to you and just fall on the ground and say, I'm the victim. He did it. Send people out to stump our children to death. Emmett Till. So we
have to send a dancing coon across your damn face, man, because you just dancing for the coons. God.
Come on, Professor. Come on, man. Let this brother go ahead and go ahead and say his say, man. I told y'all about that in the space, man. Everybody, when you have everybody that agrees with everything that's said in the space, and it almost becomes like an echo chamber. Go ahead. You're gonna have varying points of view. Let the man go ahead and say what he wants to say. He didn't come off his mic. He wasn't rude. He didn't call anybody any names. So let's go ahead and show some respect to people too in here, y'all. Like, let's show just as much respect as we want to be given. He's sitting up there, and all he's saying is his point of view, and some of what he's saying, I agree with. I'm not saying I agree with all of it, but some of what he's saying, I do agree with. I agree with what you were saying as well, Professor. Let's go ahead and let the people go ahead. That's the thing. That's the difference between our space and a lot of these other spaces as well, too. Other people, they go in there and it just all hell break loose. We want order up here. We want to let people go ahead and say, so then somebody can come and articulate a different point of view than what the previous speaker just said. So let's go ahead and be respectful as possible in here. Go ahead, Volvo, and finish what you were saying.
Yeah, that's okay. I ain't gonna get triggered. I said I didn't want to trigger anybody, but I mean, she's right from what you read that she said. That's exactly, if these people can do you like that, what I mean, they conquered you. What I mean, no feelings involved, no none of that. Like it's just we haven't sat back and took you. What I mean, the rest of the world has took you. When you can go into these people country and take their oil, take their resources that's under their feet. What I mean? When you can enslave people, when you can go to people countries and rape their children, that's conquered. Whether y'all like it or not. What I mean? It's just the thing is this though. The thing that they got over everybody, right, is that nobody's ready for that level of indecency. Ain't nobody ready for that. Ain't nobody ready for the type of wickedness these people have unleashed on the world. The world has never seen a people like this people. These people will shake your hand and stab you in the back. The shit they did to the Native American. They was getting off those boats. They were sick. They were dying. The Native Americans showed them how to farm the land, fed them, brought them back to life, tried to live with them. What they did is got their numbers up and got strong, and then they stabbed the Native Americans in the back. That's what they do all over the world. They befriend you, and then they stab you in the back. That'll be like, I'm gonna close with this. That'll be like you invite me to a party at your house, and while the party going on, you mingling with the party goers, and I go hide in the corner in the basement. And when you go to sleep, I open the door and let 10 of my homeboys in, and we come in and steal all your stuff, rape your family, and all that. You ain't ready for that level of indecency. Ain't nobody ready for that level of indecency. That's why these people go out of their way to perfect ways of killing, nuclear bombs and AR-15s, and stay out of my country, stay out of my guns, that type of shit. That's the mentality of these people. So from what you read to me, I didn't read it, but from what you said that she said, she's absolutely right. I appreciate you letting me speak, brother.
No problem, Volvo. Original. And anybody else that want to get their hand up, Professor, if you want to say something, go ahead and put your hand back up as well, too. So anybody that wants to speak, go ahead and request the microphone, speak. If you're already up here as a speaker, just put your hand up. Original, how you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, I'm doing great. How's everybody doing? Peace, black power, and reparations. Well, okay, I didn't get a chance to read the article, but just listening to what people have said, as far as being conquered, that's kind of but see, it wasn't so much that we were conquered. We had willing participants that participated in our downfall. I mean, you had, like in Africa, you had some of the chiefs and everything that were participating and allowing things to happen. Just like here, we've had, people that have worked against our best interest. Just like now, we have black elected officials that will take our vote and use our vote to represent every demographic except for us. And the only reason that that's happening because too many of us allow it. And so, but I see Jenifer Lewis as she's a nymphomaniac who cracked too many nuts from heat-seeking missiles, and she just done gone down crazy. That's how I see her. Because and you got to look at the fact that you're going to see a lot of this popping up because we're very close to getting lineage-based reparations, and you will see people like her. I mean, we all saw her when she came out jockeying for Big Swole to become the governor here in Georgia, and then she came out again. I think before that, she come out doing these videos trying to for somebody else. She came out and made a video saying we need to go out there and vote for these people. And see, you have people like her. I mean, this is why I still say, Malcolm was right when he said that the entertainers cannot be leaders. Because oftentimes, when we see a high-profile black person, I'll give you an example. Like when D.L. Hughley went on Fox News, and he challenged this lady, told her that only places where I think he said racism don't exist is with the police department and Fox News. And the white girl went crazy. And then everybody started bigging him up. But yet he comes out and he does like he was promoting to go and get the jab for COVID-19 just because he caught it or whatever. But see, again, when you have people that are trying to lure a group of people to do something that may not be in their best interest, that is a huge issue. And now you're looking at information that's coming out whereby they knew that this vaccine was going to do whatever to people, and they started, but they never revealed it. But they had to reveal this stuff, and information is coming out now. So I'm just saying that I'm not gonna so much say defeat it, because like I said, what happened to us was unique, and it hasn't happened to. We had too many turncoats in our group, and we still have them there that they running back to tell white folks what we're doing and this, that, and whatever. So you have all kind of it's like you look at these. It's like the black Republicans will come in and say to black folks, they'll say to black Democrats, "How can you vote for the Democrats?" And they're not doing anything for you. But then when you ask them, okay, so what are the Republicans offering? What tangibles are the Republicans offering to black folks to come to their side and vote for them? They don't have an answer for you. So our situation is more unique than anything else. And I would just have to say, yeah, she's just a nymphomaniac that cracks one too many nuts. And I'll land with that.
That's a nice little line you put in there, original. DJ, you want to say something before we kick it to Professor real quick?
Let the people rap.
You got it, Professor. Oh, Professor, look like we losing Professor. So I guess he'll be back up here in a second. DJ, you want to go ahead while Professor look like he lost connection real quick? If not,
what you call it? No, I ain't gonna speak too much on it or whatever, because I agree with everything originally just said. He laid it down, and and I hear you, Volvo. That it looks like that on the surface. You know what I mean? But I don't think so. As far as us being a conquered race, yeah, black women, y'all husband is Jesus or whatever. So that's easy right there. So as far as us being a conquered race, maybe in the early stages though, but we don't fought everything and got to where we at right now. You know what I'm saying? We don't build this country up, and I don't think you get there by being a conquered person. You know what I mean? So everything that is in this country is built by us. So today I'm rolling down the street, I'm hauling ass in the truck. Oh shit, yellow light. I was gonna run it, but fuck it, let me respect the black man. You know what I'm saying? That bait the yellow light. You know what I'm saying? This is all the shit we gotta do, yo. Fuck with our peoples and get our peoples like Jenifer Lewis if she is our peoples. Hey, look, you can't be saying that shit, auntie. You can't be saying that shit. You know what I mean? You gonna have to mute your mic or whatever the case be. But as far as being conquered, some of us are. But there are many of us out here that's willing to pick up a sword and fight, or pick up a pen and legislate something. So let's get busy, man. Go ahead.
all right. Let me go ahead and, like I say, Professor, he lost the actual his connection. So hopefully, Professor, when he gets a chance, he'll come back up here. Percy, I see you just came up here. If you want to speak, you just got to go ahead and raise your hand, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get to you and allow you to speak as well too. So for any of our new speakers coming up, just go ahead and raise your hand, and we will get to you. Let me go ahead and get to Volvo. Volvo, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Oh yeah, appreciate you letting me speak again, brother. Yeah, we gotta let's unpack what she said a little bit. I can't remember everything you read, but what she was rattling off is she was rattling off our sabotage. How we got to this point. They did put programs in place to break up the black family. Now you can get mad at me for that, but you gotta ask yourself: is that true or is that false? That's American history. When they put J. Edgar Hoover in the United States government, is on record saying that they sabotaging the black community. That's the police. That's the top police officer in the country. We always been in the middle of a sabotage. To conquer somebody, that means you beat them. That means you got you got over on them. That means that you got the best of them. That's what it means to conquer somebody. Now, if we look at our history, these people have been getting the best of us. Like, period. I believe in order to fix a problem, you got to acknowledge that it's a problem. Like if I got cancer, I don't want the doctor to tell me, nah, you fine, just take an aspirin. No, tell me I got cancer. How can we fix this problem? How can I fix this cancer? How can I fix this problem that I got going on? So, I mean, like, it might have been, harsh what she said, or it might not have been, it might not have sounded good, but she's absolutely right, though. Like, these people have been getting the best of them. These people have been using the government. They have used every tactic known to man to oppress us. Period. We just the ones that ain't been sitting back and taking it. I heard the brother say earlier, we got too many turncoats. Everybody got turncoats. They able to go all over there in the Middle East and steal their oil and all in Africa and steal their resources and all that because they got turncoats. They got traders. Everybody got them. It's just we just didn't take it. If the white man had his way, we'll still be in slavery. We've been fighting. If the white man had his way, we'll still be drinking out segregated water fountains. We'll still be hanging from trees. We just the only ones that's been fighting. We ain't gave up the fight. If the white man had his way, we'll be living how the Africans living over there in Africa. We'll be living how they living over there in the jungles of Asia. We just didn't sit back and let them, nigga, you ain't about to sit here and oppress me and you live good. No, I'ma live good too. So we just the only ones that's been fighting. I appreciate you letting me speak, bro.
No problem. Professor, I know you had lost your connection, so I'm going to get to you. And then Percy, I know you're a new speaker, so I'm going to get to you after Professor as well, too. So go ahead, Professor.
Yeah, thank you again, Newstoter, for letting me come up. Bobo, to be honest with you, brother, what I had said earlier, I had just spoke earlier, we don't need people coming up in here with self-defeating attitudes. See, and that's what this lady here, Jenifer Lewis, did. Self-defeating attitude, because we are not a conquered group. Now, we have lost battles. We have taken all kinds of licks. We've taken all kinds of heat, psychological warfare. We're taking all of this type of stuff, right? But remember, I said we are the group that's still standing. See, all the conquered groups lost way more. The Native Americans pretty much were wiped off this complete map, okay? That hasn't happened to us. See, we still up here, baby. So to say that we a conquered group, no, we're not a conquered group. Conquered group means that you just completely down the hill, you're downtrodden, you're nowhere near to getting shit. You just a group just walking around here, basically like zombies, and that's kind of how you're describing us when you say that. And that's why I jumped off the mic to say that you was cooning, because you're calling your people zombies. And that's not what we need. Negro, Black American Negro, coming up in here saying that we zombies. Now I don't like it. Now you, like Newstoter said, you have a right to your opinion, but your opinion stinks. Your opinion is no good in here, as far as I am concerned. Okay, we are not a conquered group, and I'm gonna say it again. We are not a conquered group. To be a conquered group means you are fucking zombies walking around here dead. That's not us. Now I'm gonna land my plane right there.
All right, Professor.
Can I respond real fast, brother?
Go ahead, real quick, because then I want to get to Percy, because Percy's a new
Okay,
speaker.
because this whole spiel was about me. Let me say this: being conquered don't mean you a zombie. Just
I
Google
want
the
to
word
piece
conquered.
of you too, Bobo. I want to
Just
piece of you
hold on,
too.
wait. Hold on, wait. Just Google the word conquered. You can Google it on your smartphone. Now I can't doctor your definition that's coming out of your phone. These people have dominated us. They took control over us. I'm not that emotional to where I can't acknowledge that my people done took a L. Hell yeah, we took a L, but we didn't ask for this. Yeah, it ain't nothing that we did. We dealing with pure evil wickedness. Period. Nobody's ready for that. We not that type of people. We not ready for that level of indecency. We just not we wasn't ready for that. Now you can Google the word conquer and tell me if that what it means. We zombies. That is not what I said, brother.
I got the word up. I'm gonna read it.
All right, real quick, Black Native. Cause let me go ahead. I'm gonna get to you as well, Black Native. Let me go ahead because we got us a new speaker, Percy, and let me go ahead and get to Percy real quick. Percy, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, Vern, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
How you doing? First time listener. I just want to say hey to the room and everything, but to me, when you say conquer means that you've lost. And I think what you got going on is the opposite. Right now, there's a movement, mainly like the black first mindset. You have people like Jason Black, Tariq Nasheed, that's getting people off that mindset of worrying about everybody else, and we need to focus on us. Jennifer Lewis is one of them coons that she's been a part of the system. At this point, I'm like, just go with her somewhere and die, because you're no good to us. She's always been played to the white elites, sleeping with them or whatever, advocating for us to vote Democrat for no reason at all. Not saying, hey, get something from your vote. If you can't get nothing from your vote, hold your vote. So, right now you got people, politicians are running scared, the Democratic ones, because they see that black people in each election, less and less are starting to vote for them. And they worried about that. That's why the big push is for the immigrants to come in. Because they want to replace the black vote, and they're using the people the black people to actually vote for Democrats to push the immigrants. So you basically you're training your replacement. So by the time when you finally get the correct notion to be concerned with yourself, well, we already got what we need. We don't need y'all. We don't need your vote. Sorry, you did it to yourselves. So that's all I'm saying. Again, she's a part of that. In the words of Jason Black, you got to watch out for them old niggas that been selling the South. She's part of that group that once they got, she feel like she needed to be, the hell with everybody else, and he dropped the ball. Now that we saying, nah, we picking the ball back up, and we basically putting the spotlight on all y'all white supremacist enablers or aiding and abetting, and that means trouble for her. So that's all I got to say. I'm gonna just sit back and hear what y'all got to say, see what y'all thoughts are.
Definitely appreciate that, Percy. This was your first time up in the Newstoter space, so let me just welcome you and thank you for coming into the space and sharing your opinion on this topic as well tonight. Is also up in the jumbotron, guys. We have the Newstoter YouTube channel as well as a newsletter. Please go ahead if you can subscribe to both of those. Please go ahead and subscribe to both of them. We're trying to grow that YouTube channel and that newsletter as well. Also, if you can support us on Cash App. $Newstoter, $Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest Black-owned, the largest Black American-owned news curation media platform today in America. You can support us on Cash App. Once again, that is $Newstoter, $Newstoter. If you do not have a Cash App, you can support us on Venmo or PayPal. The link is up in the Jumbotron. Also, if you're on YouTube, the link is up in the actual description for our Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal as well, too. So let me go ahead real quick and move this. I'm going to go to Leon, Black Native. Volvo, I know you had your hand back up. I don't know if you want to speak again, but I saw you had your hand back up. So we'll go Leon, Black Native, and Percy, I don't know if you want to speak again. I see you got your hand up as well, too. So we'll move it around the room and we'll get to our people as well. So Leon, Black Native, Volvo, and Percy, I see you got your hand up. So I'll come back to you as well, too. So Leon, go ahead and unmute your mic.
All right, thanks, Newstoter again. I know we got ahead a couple different topics. Well, not really two different topics. I want to go back what original was stating earlier about how he was saying about the entertainment and letting these entertainment people speak for us. Just to let original know, which he probably does know. You gotta remember, we don't pick the entertainers to speak for us. That's the white media. The white media is the one who's picking these off-code Negroes to speak like they're speaking for the community. And they do it time and time again. It's just an old tactic that white media loves to do. They'll find the most off-code Negro and they'll give them a mouthpiece and let them speak, and they act like, oh, he's speaking for their community, which damn no well he's not, because if they ever got an intelligent sister or a brother to speak for us, it would disturb their narrative. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't work on their narrative, so that's why they do what they do. I just want to let that out there. Oh man.
No problem. Thank you again, Leon, for speaking. We got my sister, and we got Black Native up here. That's only one of our sisters that's gonna speak tonight, y'all, on this subject matter. I mean, come on, ladies. I know it's some of y'all up in the space that speak every so often. Don't be afraid to come up here. You know we're gonna go ahead and give you the mic. We definitely want to hear your point of view. So, Black Native, you've been holding it down for the sisters in the space as well, too. So I'm interested to hear what else you got to add to the conversation tonight. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, I had you know what? I expect Rant to always have opposing view. That's his whole thing, and it's nothing wrong with that, because like you said, we're not we don't think the same, and people should have their own, because that's what makes the conversation interesting. I was just going to read the word conquered, because he said we are conquered people. And I beg to differ. They might have had a one-up on us for quite some time, but now we're waking up. So, and they understand that. So now, they're just going to try to double down a little bit more. But conquered, I had the definition, and it says, conquered, a place or people having been overcome and taken control of by military force. So we were, I would say, when we were in slavery, we were conquered at that point, because we didn't even have, will of our own bodies, of our own children. They controlled everything. And like I said, they did have they had a one up. They was whooping our asses. They still trying to do it, but it's not the same anymore because now we throwing hands, we busting shots, and as long as our mind is not conquered. They had our mind for a minute, but thank God we are waking up. Thank God we have books that now we can, we have access to so much more information that we didn't have before. So, yeah, we're not conquered. We were conquered, but we're not anymore. And so, yeah, I can't agree with you on that, Bobo. Sorry, brother. I'll land.
All right, Black Native. We're gonna go ahead and then we got Vovo coming back up, and we got Percy coming up. Anybody else that wants to speak tonight, go ahead and speak. And let me say this real quick before I kick it to Vovo. I think what Vovo's trying to say, in terms of white supremacy, taking over different lands, enslaving people, apartheid, Jim Crow, snatching up all the resources, living in military type states, police type states, having all of the firearms on their side and stuff like that. I guess he's trying to say that that's a form of being conquered. Now, I agree with what you guys saying as well too. Like, hey, we one of the few groups of people in this world that haven't given up. Like, a conquered person, I believe, also has really no will left. They have no fight in them. They'll pretty much just take it. And that's not to say we don't have those in our race, because we definitely have those in our race who are conquered, who don't want to fight, who just want to get along, to get ahead and stuff like that. But I think for the most part, most Black people in this country, haven't given up, haven't stopped fighting, haven't stopped clawing and scratching. But I understand what Volvo's saying too, that hey, they enslaved us. They had us in Jim Crow and they had us in segregation, and even to this day, there's still you got police soldiers out here still gunning Black people down left and right. That they own all the resources and the wealth and everything else. And so I get what he's saying in that aspect as well too. But I understand what everybody's saying. We haven't given up. We're not going to give up. We're going to continue to fight, whether that's just a small group of us as a people or not. So I definitely understand. But at the same time, you got a group of people who's going all around the world. And let's not forget that the British Empire, pretty much enslaved or colonized a third of the world. And that's just British Empire. You're not talking about France. You're not talking about Spain. You're not talking about the Dutch. You're not talking about all of these other colonial powers that Europe had as well, too. If you add up all of them, then you probably say that 50% of the world probably was colonized at least by the actual empires of Western Europe. So I get what he's saying. At the same time, I get what our people are saying as well, too. Like, hey, we haven't given up. We're not just like a lot of these other races that just, hey, that you're a whole nother race, but you're willing to identify as white just so you can go ahead and get that extra crumb. So you got a lot of Asian people in this country that want to identify as white. You got a lot of other different groups that want to identify as white. Most Black people that I know, and most Black people I'm sure that don't want to identify as white. We have no problem being Black, identifying as Black, but you have a lot of other groups who've got that foot up their ass that say, hey, I've had enough. I just want to go ahead and survive. These people beat me. We can't beat them. Why even fight? It's futile. Those people are conquered in my mind like that. We have been beaten. Don't get me wrong. We've lost wars and we've lost battles. We have been beaten. But I don't think our soul and our mind have been completely conquered by the Europeans in terms of their pursuit of just global domination. So I think we continue to fight. And I think we will continue to fight as well, too. But I get what he's saying in terms of conquered. When you look at everything that they own in this world and the vast resources that they've accumulated off of different people, different lands, different cultures, different ethnic groups, different nations, and everything else, you can make a sense that, yeah, that conquer. But to hear somebody like Jenifer Lewis say that, and she now does she consider herself a conquered person? So somebody should ask her that as well too. Okay, well, you're saying our race is conquered. Are you conquered as an individual itself? It would have been interesting to hear what she had to say about that, because I can assure you, as loud as she is and know-it-all as she is and boisterous as she is, she would say, well, no, I ain't conquered. I'm free. Or I'm this or I'm that. But she's trying to say the entire race is conquered. like I said, I can understand different points of views, and some of what Vovo said I can agree with, and some of what everybody else was saying I can agree with as well too. But I don't think we've been completely conquered. Just my personal opinion. I think we have been beaten at times. I mean, you have to be realistic. We have been beaten. We have lost. But we have never, our will has never just been completely destroyed in this country. It's never been completely destroyed. Vovo, you got it. Go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me speak again, brother. Like to say that I'm just going against the grain because that's my thing. That's unfair. That's unfair. Like if you can prove me wrong, then I gotta accept that. But I'm not just like looking to just go against the grain for attention or something like that. If it's true, it's true. If it's not, it's not. You know what I mean? That's my thing. So that was unfair. You know what I mean, to say that. Again, by definition, you even read the definition and then you agreed with me. So I know that that's a tough word. Don't nobody want to hear their people been conquered. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to hear that shit either. But if it's the facts, then it's the facts. I'm a rational person. Like that's true. We were conquered. You know what I mean? Like we never lost our fighting spirit. Never. It was a slave rebellion every day in this country. Slavery, that was our worst point. Every day in this country, it was a slave rebellion. It may not have been a massive slave rebellion, but even if one individual slave rebelled, then that's a slave rebellion. You know, that shows our fighting spirit. You know what I mean? That's if we weren't always fighting, they wouldn't have had to always come up with these sinister punishments. You know what I mean? I'm gonna cut your foot off. I'm gonna cut your penis off. I'm gonna sell your children. I'm gonna do all these punishments to keep you from rebelling. You know what I mean? We were never like we might have been sold like animals, but we were never like we never had the mindset of is mindset the right word? We never had I guess I'm gonna use mindset. We never had the mindset of an animal. Like a cow, you can just lock it in and you can lock it in a enclosure and just give it grass and it's gonna just stay there. No, we was looking to run. We was looking to kill these people. We was looking to fight back. We've never stopped fighting.
So does that mean that we
people,
were, so by your logic, okay.
We the only people that has always fought back. The rest of the world ain't really fighting back. Period. Now, when we talk about conquering, I'm glad she used that word because that's a tough word. It makes you perk up. It is a tough word. I get it. You know what I mean? But I mean, if I can, do we fit the description of a conquered people? If these people can take you off your land, take your land from you, put you in chains, rape you, take your name and give you a name. If they can put all types of laws in place to keep you in check. I mean, they kicked our ass. They conquered us. They defeated us. But this fight's still not over yet. We ain't done. This shit ain't over. This shit ain't over. This shit far from over. This shit ain't over. We ain't done. You know what I mean? And let me end with this, right? I hear people keep saying, yeah, we're gonna get these reparations. We're gonna get these reparations. Who money is we gonna use? Who money are we gonna use? We gonna use their money. They are the world's currency. These people dominated the world. They conquered the world. See, they view the world different than we view. They view the world as as kind of like a chessboard. As like a they view everything from a warrior standpoint as war. So they understand what they need to do to conquer the world. They got to be more sinister than everybody else. They got to have a superior weapon. They got to have they play all types of games all throughout the world, and that's why they're able to take up the most space on the chessboard, on the war board, on the globe. That's why they're able to dominate the world. So they conquered the whole world. It's just we are the ones that haven't sat back and took it. I appreciate you letting me speak, bro.
No problem. Now, Black Native, I know you wanted to say something real quick, didn't you?
Yeah, I was just saying by what he was saying. We fought back. We didn't sit there and take it like the rest of the world. We always been rebellious, and so to me, yeah, they were like I would say they had more weapons than us. But when you use the term like the definition I pulled up was being military. I guess they're police and all that is military. So, but what I'm saying is they did kick our asses, and they're still doing it. But like you said, it's not over until the fat lady singing. It ain't over yet. But by your logic, by what you just said, we was fighting back. Yeah, we wasn't taking that shit like everybody else. Then would you say that we weren't conquered? I would say we were conquered probably physically in certain aspects, but mentally we weren't. Not most of us aren't to this day. And so I don't know. The word is kind of harsh. They were kicking our asses for 400 years. We all know the history, but we fought back and we're still fighting back. So would you consider that being conquered? And are we still conquered today? Are we still conquered as a people right now in 2023?
I would say yes, by definition, yes.
So he said yes, Black Native by definition.
I heard him, and I beg to differ. I really beg to differ. What I see is their supremacy crumbling, and they see it and they feel it. It's something that we all are feeling, and it might be a spiritual thing, but we see what's going on, and they also see what's going on. So they're losing their grip, they're losing their power, and they might try to crack down, but at this point, I think the jig is up. I think it's over. They're not really, running the shit like we think they're running. It's bigger than that. It's not just them. It's a whole bunch of other people on that chessboard that's in cahoots with these people. So I believe that at this point, they're not conquering us anymore at this point. I think they still have power slightly over us, but I don't believe that we're conquered people right
now. All right.
Twitter needs a coon emoji. Yep, I see that right now. Twitter needs a coon emoji. We're going to start sending this out to Black Americans with self-defeating attitudes.
Oh, boy. Oh, man. All righty. Let me before I go ahead and go to Black Pressure and get to Original as well, because Original, I see you got your hand up. I want to ask the room something real quick. How do they feel? Because we know what she's saying, and she's saying that welfare played a big part of the actual I guess that Black women had to turn to Jesus because their men left them because of the welfare system, kicked them out. But oftentimes we know about the actual welfare system in this country and how biased and how unfair it was in terms of the Black father helping to push him out in so many instances. But what about any other factors as well too? Because let's not forget that at the time that we had the with the welfare system, you also started to have integration that opened up all kind of doors. You started having the war on drugs, mass incarceration. You started having the shipping of jobs overseas, which helped to decimate a lot of the Black middle class people up north as well too. Once you started outsourcing these jobs over to foreign countries, so there are a number of different things that sometimes that we as Black people forget. I mean, the drug problem that they started when you started having, and we think about only the 80s, with them pushing drugs, but they've been pushing drugs in the Black community way before 1985 and 86 as well too. So if anybody's ever seen the original Godfather, and they sitting at the table and you got all of the Goombas sitting there talking about the drug trafficking stuff, and you had one of them sit up here and he said, in my city, we would keep it in the coloreds neighborhood because after all, they have no souls anyway. So it's been going on for a long time. Before you ever had crack and cocaine getting pushed off in Black neighborhoods, you started having heroin back in the 50s and 60s and 70s and stuff that got pushed off in Black neighborhoods. No, it didn't hit the epidemic levels that you would see crack cocaine hit in the mid to late 80s. but it still hit enough. It still devastated quite a few communities, especially up north. So in terms of the integration, and black people leaving their neighborhoods and stuff like that. In terms of the free love era in the 60s and 70s, when you start having a lot of, open sex. In terms of the actual drug culture that America itself started pushing, let's not forget also that we started to see a big boom in divorce, and we like a lot of times we look at white couples as leading the league in divorces, but you started having a lot of black people in the 60s and 70s, especially the 70s, started to get divorced as well too. So to me, there are a number of factors that we sometimes don't take into account. We blame totally welfare, but there was a lot of different things as well that helped to contribute to the breaking down of the black family as well too. Welfare played a key role in it. Don't get me wrong, but between, like I say, the integration, pushing of drugs and stuff into the actual black neighborhoods, targeting a lot of the black leaders, getting the Black Panthers out the way, getting Dr. King them out the way, trying to attack leadership and trying to have black people leaderless as much as possible in this country. There are a lot of factors that we don't sometimes think about that actually help to destroy the black community. Because back in the 60s, you had 75% of black fathers in the house. But I think at the turn of the century, in the early 1900s, you had 90 some odd percent. So how do we go from having 90 some odd percent of black fathers in the house to the point we started having 75% to the point now that we got 35-40% of them in the house? What happened? Because it couldn't all be welfare. There had to be a systematic attack by a government that always looked to go ahead and destroy the black family. They looked to destroy the black family back when you were slaves. They didn't want you to have any unity with your family members. That's why they had no problem tearing mothers apart from babies, selling them, husbands apart from wives. They did it all the time. So they just got a little bit smarter and a lot more methodical with the approach. So I like it if anybody can answer that in this actual space, because I know Jenifer, she's saying that it was a welfare system and it pushed the fathers out. And you get no argument from me on that. That played a huge part of it as well too. But you also started having, with the Vietnam War, you started having a lot of the black men coming back that, the Agent Orange that they experienced over there in Vietnam, the actual lacing the drugs that some of them smoked over there, the dependency and drugs and stuff like that. You started getting a lot of different things that was pointed at black people to go ahead and tear the black family down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kick it to Black Pressure. But if anybody has any idea about that, because like a lot of times I know everybody, we just simply say the welfare system, when I believe that it was a number of things. The welfare system helped to highlight it. But then I believe there was a number of things that was thrown at the black community that we just wasn't ready to handle, and it's been an issue since then. So go ahead, Black Pressure. How you doing tonight?
Hey, what's up, News? What's up, DJ? Right, all the black family in the room.
What's up?
Man, you already know what it is, News. I'm going full villain mode. But look, before I do,
Darth Vader's.
Yeah, you know. But News, before I do, I'm gonna say this. All right. So just let me cook for. I promise you, you know me. I like to keep it short, but I'll maybe 5 minutes. Just let me cook, and then after that, I cherish the response from the black family. You're not gonna like nothing I say, but I don't say shit to say it and jump out the room and beat my chest and say, "Look at me." I love the exchange with the black family. So I'm gonna just, like I say, let me cook for a second. All right.
Go ahead, you got it. Real quick, DJ, hold it down for 1 second for me, and I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. So are we a conquered people? Right? That's the question. I'm gonna ask the question, are we conquered? Right? So I'll start like this. White people took us from our homeland. Right? White people forced us into the most horrific form of slavery, right? In the midst of that slavery, what ended up happening was our ancestral memory was destroyed, right? Our knowledge of self was destroyed. Our ancestral surnames were destroyed. Our ability to control our own destiny was destroyed, right? Post-slavery, when white people said, okay, you're free, go have a nice day. All of the institutions that these people sat here and conceived and built were unleashed on us, right? Of course, we all know this includes the military, the justice system, law enforcement, food and drugs, and the education system, right? The military, what the military did was they took our lives during countless rebellions. Then, on top of that, they denied us entry into that said military. Food and drugs not only poisoned us, but it flooded our neighborhoods with narcotics. The education system indoctrinated us for 30 plus generations. Law enforcement murdered us and to this day unjustly incarcerates us. The justice system put in place laws to keep us literally in perpetual incarceration, right? So some of the things they enacted against us was, of course, we know about Tuskegee, the Ku Klux Klan, the Red Summer, the school to prison pipeline, a two-tier justice system, the 100-to-1 crack law, mandatory sentencing, 3/5 compromise, police terrorism, Jim Crow, Black Wall Street, the Dred Scott decision. We know about redlining. They denied us the GI Bill, the New Deal, Reaganomics, second wave feminism. God damn it, if that's not a conquered people, I don't live on fucking earth. And everybody in here could not like what I'm saying, but you cannot deny these are the things we suffered, and these are the things we suffer today. Not only do we suffer them, we can't do a goddamn thing about it. Now, I heard what everybody said in the room. We still are in the fight. We still have the fighting spirit, and we still stand up to take more. That's true, but all that shit is anecdotal. You know why? Because you're at the bottom. Nobody in here with half a brain would deny that black people control anything, that we're at the top. We're ahead of any other ethnicity. We don't produce a gross national product, nothing. We are literally at the control of white supremacy. And just newsflash, just because someone conquered you doesn't mean that they wiped you off the face of the earth. I heard a lot of people that say, well, if we were conquered, we wouldn't be here anymore. That's not the definition of conquered. That definition that you guys are giving, that's the definition of genocide. That's not conquered. Me and DJ could get in a fight. He can beat my ass. That doesn't mean I don't exist anymore. That just means he dominated me in a physical confrontation. And also, too, just to let everybody know, not every African slave was taken with a bargain. A lot of them were taken with violence. And if you want any references, you can get with me later on. I will give you all the references you want. But I'll say that right now, and I'll land my plane there.
All right, I
That was beautiful, brother.
came back, so let me go ahead and we got a original, and we got Volvo. Look like DJ after that. So go ahead, original. Unmute your mic.
Yes, I'm looking at this when she said that Jesus is the black woman husband, you know, and I just find that ironic how people can be convinced, because see, here's the issue. A lot of our information was retained. I mean, that's why we still have access to it today. You know, when Carter G. Woodson, when he figured it out, he said it is the education that people have been miseducated, and that's why he wrote that book, The Miseducation of the Negro. You know, and when I look at how, I can't think of the guy's name, but it was during the Gullah Wars when Andrew Jackson, I can't think of this general's name. He sent this general down to Florida to fight the Indians. And then the general wrote him a letter saying that, hey, you sent me down here to fight the Indians. He said, all I see down here are niggers, and they was kicking ass. And so I think we have to realize, you know, that because we continue to resist. So, you know, I mean, they put us into a situation, but as far as it's like what Dr. Chris Wilson talked about when she talked about the 8 ball and playing food, how they was able to push over everyone else, but it's those black folks that they have the most difficulty trying to move out of the way. Because, like I said before, we have to realize there was a great deal of complicity that was done by some of our people, to put us in this situation. And then we got to realize also is that we are the indigenous people to this land. It's not these people who are called Indian. Again, that's part of that miseducation. They get us to believe these things, and a lot of people just go ahead and continue. And see, here's the issue. Once you know, there's this brother, he's here in Atlanta. His name is Nwala Mubarudi. He's written a number of books about black manhood. He used to be a professor at Morehouse College. Morehouse fired him because they did not like his definition of what a man is. And so they fired him. So he opened up a small private school where he is teaching, black children the right way. Again, it goes back to what they can convince you to believe. I mean, it's like, yes, at one point, I believed in Jesus. But I had someone to ask me to donate some money to their church. I said, well, wait a minute now. Now, I thought you said that your Lord will provide you with all your needs. Why are you coming to me? They no longer speak to me, And so, and a lot of people, a lot of people don't want that work because Baruti also said he gave, a lot of it has to do with responsibility. He gave one of his friends a book that he had written. And so each time he saw this friend, he would ask him if he had a chance to, peek at the book. And so the last time he saw him, he said, look, I don't want to read that book. I'm a dick, because he did not want the responsibility that would come along with reading the information in the book. So I think some people are they're volunteering, to become, yes, they have done a great deal to us. But I think some of it is that it's because too many of us don't want the responsibility of standing up and fighting and doing the right thing. Because I'm not going to reveal exactly what I'm going to do, but I will tell you later on, especially if I get a chance to speak. Here in Atlanta, the Fulton County Commission, they have just opened up they're going to open up a task force for reparations for the citizens of Fulton County. And I've already started my strategy as to what I'm going to go in. I don't want to say it right now because you never know who's listening and they might see you coming. But I got some strategies that I'm going to reveal to y'all later to where I'm going to put people on blast, and it's going to make them look very, very stupid. So I just want to say that, we have to change our language at a certain point in time. Because to keep referring to the people identified as Indians as the Native Americans, that is not factually true. They are not the Native Americans. And so that just tells you how, again, that responsibility, some people don't want that responsibility that comes along with obtaining new information. And like you said, as far as the Jesus issue, so the majority of churches, they're occupied by, for the most part, single black women, and you will have them and gay men. You don't find really real brothers up in these churches unless they gone up in there to get a little something. Like this one brother said, he said, yeah, he go to church, said sister just grab his hand. He don't go through about 4 or 5 of them before he got up out of there because they want that comfort. See, they in the back of their mind, they might be saying Jesus, but they're looking at that heat-seeking missile that brother got that he gonna let them have it. Okay. So I just want y'all to just understand that a lot of this stuff, it is mental. And they want us to continue to think a certain way because there's the information out there that some people just don't know. But when we look at it from a black perspective, we did retain because if we didn't retain it, we wouldn't know it now if we did not retain it and we didn't document stuff. So I mean, so like I said, it's like Black Natives said, they did not conquer our mind. They might have had us, physically hemmed up, but mentally, we were still fighting them and kicking ass. Just like I said, down in Florida, when that general told he wrote Andrew Jackson, and he said that all he see down here are niggers. So I'm gonna land with that. I just want people to just think about that for a minute.
Appreciate that original. Real quick, Ray, how was your because I know you've been having connection issues, but I know you've been having connection issues in the past 5, 6 spaces at least. So how is it right now? Can you hear me, Ray? Yeah.
I don't know if that's your phone, Todd, or
Nah, that's not me. I think Ray, he's still having some connection issues.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hey, Miss Smith let you back in the room? Miss Smith let you back in the room, though? Man, talk about that later. Talk about the outline. But yeah, I was gonna tell original. I think it was Andrew Jackson. It was either him, I believe. Because wasn't that during Jessel's proclamation when all that was going on, the Gullah Wars? And he was talking about it wasn't an Indian war, but they wanted to call it a Negro war, but they couldn't because they were afraid the black people were gonna rebel.
Yeah, they was afraid, and well, we were rebelling all over, but see. And they called them Indians, but like I said, when they got there, all they saw were black folks kicking their ass, and they was kicking ass.
So yeah, if y'all want to look up some good history, look up the Seminole Negro Indian Scouts. If you want to learn some really good history that they don't talk about. But yeah, I can hear you, News. I just can't talk, and I keep getting dropped from the space, man. But when I get dropped, I'm keep coming back in.
Yeah, I keep bringing you back up as a co-host, so I don't really know what's going on. I know Tony, she left the space. She said she was going on YouTube because she kept the sound and stuff kept coming in and out. So I don't know what's going on with these spaces, y'all. But just bear with us if you can. If you're having issues and you can't stay in the space or you can't hear anything, then you can always go to the YouTube. We live streaming it over there as well too. So let me go ahead real quick and get to Volvo. Volvo, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, just real quick, Volvo. Hey, Ray, what phone you got again? Just real quick.
Now, DJ, why you gonna put me on blast like that? My iPhone 11.
I'm about to fix it for you. Real shit.
You didn't hear me? It's an iPhone 11. You said Boost Mobile?
That's your PCS. Fucking with that hood shit.
Hey, y'all leave my BlackBerry alone now.
Oh, it's a BlackBerry. No wonder that joint janky. Well, go ahead, Volvo. Shit.
Yeah, I just want to say, Twitter really need a donkey emoji. I just want to say that. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to touch on when she said Jesus is the black woman's husband. I didn't read it. I'm just paraphrasing what you. I'm just trying to figure out her mindset. She didn't literally mean like Jesus is the black woman's husband. What she's saying is that the black woman don't have a husband because of the system has been sabotaging the black family. So that's for me. I don't know all of her personal business and all that, but for me, that's not corny. If she come out and say something like that, she could have said that black people are lazy or black people are we all whores and we all morally corrupted. No, she told the truth, and she put it on the system, which is the truth. That's what she meant by that. If she was cooning, she would have never said nothing like that. Them white folks don't want to hear that. That ain't you don't hear Coon saying the system broke up the black family. You don't hear no Coons are saying shit like black people need to pull themselves up by their bootstraps. So for me, that wasn't cooning. I don't know all her business or who she slept with and all that, but that was not cooning. As far as the welfare system, if you look at what they did, that's a really evil trick. The welfare system. That's another trick to break up the black family. I'm going to burn down your communities. I'm going to flood your communities with water.
I'm going to sabotage your communities. I'm gonna make it so you can't get home loans in this system. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna just have you out on the street, because then you'll really rebel. I'm gonna give you just enough to survive. I'm gonna give you a subsidized house. I'm gonna give you this little bit of food stamps. I'm gonna give you this little bitty check. I'm gonna give you just enough. I'm not gonna let you prosper though. I'm not gonna let you prosper. I'm just gonna give you just enough so it's not an all-out rebellion. So it's not a race war in the middle of the street, and I can still keep my power. That's an evil, sick trick. Them bitches evil, bro. They evil. Them is some evil motherfuckers. Far as the resistance, I just thought about what I said. I don't want to go too far off topic, but I had to think about what I was saying. We not the only people that has resisted white supremacy or rebelled against. There's other people in the world. We just been living right next. This has been our neighbors. We've been seeing these people every day. We've been up under these people. We've been in the belly of white supremacy. Let's be clear. America is the crown jewel of white supremacy. That's the crown jewel of white supremacy throughout the world. They the daddy of white supremacy. They what the rest of the white supremacists aspire to be. You know what I mean? And we live right in the belly of the beast. We're not the only people that we do have a culture of resistance, because that's what this is. This is war. So we have a culture of resistance. We've been resisting it. We've been rebelling these people's domination over. We've been resisting their conquest over. We've been fighting. There's other people on this planet. I misspoke earlier when I said we were the only people. China right now, what they're doing on the world stage, they're rebelling white supremacy. They're resisting it. Russia is resisting it. The North Koreans with those missiles and all that, they are resisting white supremacy. So the sister said earlier that it's starting to crumble, it's starting to fall. She absolutely right about that. When you got a bunch of people resisting your shit and they got the same weapons that you got, you got to be willing to fight, or you got to be willing to step aside. I'm not sure which one I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's gonna play out, but it's definitely coming down. White supremacy is definitely coming down, and to be honest, we are the Black Americans, specifically the descendants of slaves. We are the major piece of white supremacy coming down. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. We are the. I think y'all understand what I'm saying. We are the number one factor in white supremacy coming down. Let me close with this, right? Because I like to solve problems. That's why when Tariq Nasheed says that we need to replace the system of white supremacy with the system of justice, that's the best plan. The white man is not going to stop being evil. That's his nature. That's just who he is. There's nothing that he can do about that. There's nothing that we can do about that. But we can make sure and ensure that we get justice. I land there, brother. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you letting me speak.
No problem.
He does say that, but let me be clear. That's Dr. Wilson saying. Just wanted to be clear on that.
Yeah. I know that. But I've never heard her say that. So I always thought it was Mr. Nelly Fuller that said that. But I've never heard her say that myself. That's the first person I heard say that. So that's why I said that.
No problem. Appreciate you, Volvo. Professor, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Yeah, thank you again, Newstoter. So to you, Volvo, and to you, Black Pressure, no, you're both wrong. Because the fact of the matter is, if we were still a conquered people, that means we would still be in slavery, in chains. That's a conquered people. That's what I meant by zombies. That's not us. Unless that's what you two want. So therefore, I'm going to give y'all 2 coons. 2 coons for both of y'all.
Well, we got to give you a donkey, brother, because you just don't know what's going on.
I know what's going on, Negro. And you sitting up in this.
Come on, y'all. What are we doing here tonight, man? Come on, y'all. Chill out. I mean, it's just a point of view, man. It's just a different point of view. There's no need to call anybody a donkey or a coon or a magpie even. Like, I mean, I don't feel like anybody in here is a magpie. All they simply doing is just stating how they feel. So it's no point of like making it personal or whatever. Everybody, you have your opinion. That's all it is, man. We just having our opinion. Let's go ahead and see if Black Native can get us back on topic here. Black Native sister, go ahead.
Hey, news, real 5 seconds. Remember what I said when I spoke?
You ain't interrupting a black woman.
I welcome
a black woman.
I said I welcome the interaction. I want to hear. Of course, I'm no coon. I laughed that off, but I wanted the interaction. I wanted to hear what other people thought about what I said.
Oh yeah, I mean, and like I say, I'm sure some people agree with it. Some people didn't agree with it. I'm sure Professor didn't agree with what you just said. So, I mean, I think he pretty. I mean, and I'm sure with some other people here that didn't agree either.
Normally me and Brad Bush on the same page, but I've mentioned with him about the coon back. The other Negro though, that he be cooning all the time.
Oh. Hey, Black Native, please go ahead and unmute your mic, sweetie.
I'm not saving Vovo Rick. I'm not here to save him because, like I said, and if I hurt your feelings, sorry, brother. It's not personal, but you always come in here with an opposing position, and that's just who you are. You might not mean to be that way, but that's just when you come in here. That's what I expect. And I also put it in under the comments. So I'm just saying. Now the only people, and me and Professor had this conversation, that I would say is truly free are the people on Sentinel Island. Those are the only people who still have their culture intact, haven't been invaded by anyone, and if you come over there, you're getting shot with 20 arrows in your ass. So they know. They claim they're so primitive. They must have a TV set on the internet, and they know to keep these white motherfuckers from off their island. So those are the only people.
They got a crystal ball.
They got a crystal ball. They got the internet. Don't let them people fool you. They probably got a whole fucking system going on over there, but we won't know because they ain't letting nobody over there, and that's a good thing. They need to. Look, why y'all interrupting me when I'm speaking? Nobody else. You ain't do that. See, this is what I'm saying.
Your mic, Brad Pressure. No.
This is what I'm saying. I'm the only woman up here speaking, and I've been interrupted 20 times. I need sisters up here to help back me in this debate. It's not even a debate. It's just a friendly discussion. Now, I want to also say when she said that the black women's man is Jesus, I assume, or this is what I believe, that she was speaking about how black women are in the church. And somebody alluded to that. I think it was original. It's basically single black woman and gay men. And like he said, when the other brothers, the straight men come up in there, they come in and get some. You know what I'm saying? That's what they there for. But that's what I assume she meant. And in that day and age, I believe it was true. But we're in a new era right now. And a lot of people are leaving the church, rightfully so. So I believe that's what she meant. And welfare, like I said, I read the state. I read the city that's in Kentucky, which is all white Republicans who have the highest welfare in the country. So everybody is getting it. See, welfare, we all know that when welfare came into existence, I believe in like the 1930s, during the Depression, FDR, and it was for white people. You know what I'm saying? How we got on it, like Newstoter. There's so many different dynamics to why we're in a situation that we're in today. But again, and I'm gonna state this: I don't believe that we are a conquered people. I believe we were conquered at one time, but we're not anymore, and we're waking up. And I'm gonna say this in closing. Verbal rant, no hard feelings. Black pressure, no hard feelings. But y'all kind of cooning right now. I'm going to go ahead and land.
All right. Let me go ahead. And I said we got Black majority state up here. Black, how you doing tonight?
Hey, shout out to everybody in the room. Newstoter. It's been a while. Missed a few of your spaces, but I'm glad that everybody having a good, strong discourse and not letting it go off the rails. So I do appreciate that. So I got one question, and then I'm gonna make a point, and then I'm gonna just drop down because I'm still working. But the question I have is, what do Black Americans control in this country anywhere on the planet?
Not a goddamn thing.
Yeah, and then, and this is my comment. There are caged chickens and there are free range chickens. They're still chickens, and they're all headed to the slaughter. And I'll just end on that.
Well, can I say something to you, Black Majority?
No.
No.
You can.
Wait, I just wanted to make a comment on that picture that you posted with the Asian man. I thought you was better than that, brother. I could see me DJing and Professor being petty, but I couldn't believe that was you that put that picture up there.
I gotta be petty, yo. I'm petty, for real. Mute your mic, Black Native. Mute your mic. Go ahead, Black Person. Go ahead. Oh.
Yeah, he actually dropped back down to listening, but I'm sure he heard what you said, Black Native. Let me go ahead
go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
Real quick. Ray, you had your hand up. Did you want to say something real quick? Okay, yeah, I forget Ray having some issues, so.
I'm about to just break down and spend money and get me a new phone. I really don't want to do that.
Woohoo! Get my jack. I can do that for you. I got that.
I was just gonna say, it was something that Bobo said earlier. He was talking about how no other Black people. It was something he said about welfare, and I was gonna let him know that I have heard other Black people. Granted, Black people were cool. Talk about the welfare state, within the country. Obviously, I'm talking about the Jesse Lee Petersons, the Larry Elders, and the Thomas Sowell. I'm probably saying his name wrong.
Yeah, that's him. That's him.
So that's definitely one that go to talking points, talking about how Black people accepted the WIC vouchers and all this other stuff, and put the Black man out of the household and all this other stuff. I don't like to interrupt people, so I want you to finish, but I forgot the talking point I was going to say. I just landed.
Can I say what I said?
Yes, please.
I don't know what you heard. I said it was a sinister trick that they did. They burnt down our businesses. They sabotaged us away from the wealth in the country, and then they gave us just enough to survive, just enough so it won't be all out war in the street.
No, that's not the part that I'm disagreeing. It was another part that you said. I just can't remember exactly how you said it.
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't go to no coon talking points or nothing like that.
No, I didn't say you did. I'm saying. No. I didn't say that. So don't interrupt. When I interrupt, don't misinterpret. What I'm saying as that. But it was something that you said to the notion of you talking about welfare and how that Black people ourselves don't talk about that. But I was like.
What he was saying was that when she mentioned that, she was saying that he was saying that Jenifer Lewis mentioned that the system itself, that the government used welfare as a way of breaking up the Black family. And he was saying because that he was like, how many coons that you will actually go ahead and say that the actual government or the system itself is responsible for the breakup of Black families. But I get what you're saying too, Ray, because you're right. People like Jesse Lee Peterson and a lot of Black conservatives will also say that the welfare state itself helped to set the demise of the Black family as well too.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get you to remember, Bobo. Yeah, that's the only part I want to give you a little bit of pushback on.
Volvo, you got it. You next. And Professor, you had your hand up. I don't know if you still want to speak. We're going to go Volvo, Professor, and Black Pressure, and then we're going to close the space out for the night.
What was the pushback you wanted to give me on that, though, before I go?
Because from the way I heard it, and I might be wrong, but I heard you said that, like I said, that we don't have people that talk like that. But like I said, I do have connection issues, so I might have misheard that statement.
No, I said coons don't talk like that. Coons don't give the government credit for what they did. They don't blame it on the government. They blame it on us. They make it seem like we the ones that did something wrong.
Yeah, like I said, I misheard you, man, because the connection issue. So that's my bad.
Okay, I'm gonna go real fast. I mean, because I don't want to be talking in circles saying the same stuff over. I feel like I said everything. I just wanted to touch on this coon thing. Like I don't know. It seemed like if like we getting to the point to where if somebody don't agree with us, oh, you cooning, you a coon, but you got to defeat my talking point. You got to tell me how am I cooning. I don't think I said anything coonish. I really don't think I said nothing coonish. I believe if we play this recording back, and when this recording is played in the future, I don't really think that the person, somebody that just stumble upon this recording 20 years from now, gonna say that dude Bobo Rats was in there cooning. He was saying coon shit. But I mean, it's like let's not turn that into an insult for somebody that you don't agree with. You know, let's not water it down. You know what I mean? I appreciate you letting me speak, bro. I really enjoyed this conversation tonight. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, as always, I'm glad to have you in here. I know, like, people say that you have a different talking point, but I don't mind it. I like to hear different views as well too. So we're not going to always agree 100% on everything, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if you're really trying to create change and stuff, you got to hear different talking points, different opinions. So if everything is just pretty much the same, then I don't really know how you can create change. Real quick, y'all, before I kick it to Professor and Black Pressure, check up in the Jumbotron. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as the newsletter. Go ahead and subscribe to both of those. Those are free. So we have the YouTube channel and the newsletter up in the Jumbotron. It's also Black History Month. If you support Black businesses, consider supporting Newstoter on Cash App. That is $Newstoter. $Newstoter. Newstoter is the largest Black-owned, the largest Black American-owned news curation media platform today in America. So on Black History Month, if you have $1 to spare, go ahead and please donate. Think about donate to Newstoter. That's $Newstoter. $Newstoter. If you don't have a Cash App or a Venmo, or I'm sorry, if you don't have a Cash App, and we have the PayPal and Venmo up in the Jumbotron as well too. So let me go ahead and kick it to Professor and Black Pressure, and you guys are going to be the last speakers for the night.
Yeah, thank you again. To Bobo and to Black Pressure, brothers, they made very good points, okay? They made very good points on the fact that we have no power base here. We don't own anything here. So yes, that would come into the mind of we are conquered people. But when I think conquered people, that's more in line of people that have been put into a bondage, in which we were at one time, but we are now out of that bondage, right? So where we at now, y'all, we are in a situation where we got to build from that history of the bondage, and we are awake. And so now what we're doing is we're fighting. We know what's ahead of us. See, we know the system of white supremacy, but we are a long way from the years of the bondage now. And that's a conquered people, okay? And that's what I was trying to get across to you guys. And my apologies about the coon. I really was playing about the coon thing. But I want us to understand, though, because I said at the beginning that I don't like the self-defeating attitude, because now that we are in a new fight outside of the slavery now, is we got to come in with a mindset of we know what's out here, we know what they're trying to do, and so we know we got to go all hands in, all black hands in for this fight. So we can't come in with an attitude of, well, I'm just a conquered people. We were a conquered people. We just a people that know what we need to do to finish up the battle, or finish up the war, I should say. That's where I'm saying, family. Let's don't go in with a mindset of we are just conquered people here. Yeah, we were enslaved, but we're no longer in the slavery period now. So if you look up the definition of conquered, everybody, that's actually what they're talking about. They're talking about how people are taken over and put in bondage. That's where we was at some point. And now we are beyond that. I land my plane there.
All right, real quick, Black Pressure, go ahead and unmute your mic.
All right. Yeah. As far as the diatribe, Coney, news. You know that don't bother me. And
I was just joking, though, y'all. Y'all know I was joking.
Look, you think that I really think you think that about me? You really think I think that? Come on.
No, I don't believe you think that about me, but we just having I'm just being friendly with the whole situation.
But I'm the king of it. I love joking. Even news that said, "Hey man, you taking me too far." I'd be messing with Volvo all the time. I don't take this serious. But what I will say is that maybe kind of building off what Professor said. Yeah, we used to be slaves, but that is not the only way that you can conquer a people. That is one way that you can conquer a person, is to put them in a physical bondage, but that is not the only way. Because like I said, I'll use, paradigms for today, right? America's financial institutions can deny us loans. They can deny us housing. They can murder our children. They can miseducate us in their public school systems, and we can do nothing about it. That is a way you conquer people. You use your institutions against them, and they have no power against you. We can do nothing about that but complain. That's it. We don't have, like I said earlier, we don't have power to control our own destiny because white supremacy has conquered us. Are we in chains anymore? No. But like our warrior scholar Malcolm X said, they took the chains off, but the slaves still remain. So, like, you don't have to be in chains. You don't have to be in chains to be conquered. I've already made that point. And then leaving the church was brought up, and also Sentinel Island was brought up. Now, you could do this yourself. Look at what the black church collects in tithes and offerings in a year. And you think that black people are leaving the black church? No way. You can't convince me of that with a gun to my head. And also Sentinel Island, once again, that story plays on your emotions. It sounds good. It's anecdotal. But don't believe for 1 second if them white people woke up tomorrow and say, you know what? Sentinel Island looked like a parking lot to me. In fact, that's what I want it to be. You think them people can do anything to stop them white folks from getting them out of there? They can't. Let's not build an anecdotal house and live in it. Let's not do that. That's the worst form of self-sabotage, is when you sabotage it. It's when you worst form of sabotage is when you self-sabotage. Let's not do that. And I'll land my plane there.
If I can actually just piggyback, what's anecdotal about what I said? Are they not the only people that's been living for over 10,000 years and they haven't?
I'm not saying that.
Okay, what is anecdotal about what I said? That's
what I'm saying is, we're in the fight and we're woke now, we're fighting back. That sounds great and that's inspirational, but like I said earlier, all that we're coming into knowledge and we're fighting. We still got the fighting spirit. We are at the bottom. You can call me whatever you want. No one could dispute me with that. You black people, and I'm not set aside from black people. I'm in that demographic. We are at the bottom. Stop building these anecdotal homes and we're with Rocky Balboa, and no matter what it looks like, it don't matter. You are at the bottom. Here.
First of all, no. You said, because I brought up Sentinel Island, that was an anecdotal.
That's one point. That was just one point.
But I'm speaking on that. I'm not living in fantasy Island. I know that black people are at the bottom of society and that we're suffering.
Okay. I get that. Are we conquered? Is that conquered when you're at the bottom because of the institutions of white supremacy? Is that freedom or is that a conquered people?
Well, we're not free.
That's not hard. That's not hard.
Okay, we're not free, but I don't believe that we're still conquered. I believe that we were conquered at one time, and I believe right now we're in a different phase.
What do you call it? What do you call it other than being conquered? What is that word?
That we're in a different phase. This is it's the reckoning that's going on right now. So we're in a totally different phase of what's about to go down the pipe. and you just need to sit back and watch. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
That sounds like my grandma. Just wait, baby. It's going.
No, I'm saying that. Well, I mean, if you can't see what world events is going on right now around you, then I don't know what to tell you. But I'm
that sounds good. China can threaten the USA all it wants to. Guess what? Black people at the bottom. Right, whatever world events going on, black people at the bottom.
Okay, we are at the bottom, but what are we doing right now to try to get ourselves out of this situation?
That's great, and that's a different conversation. I'm talking about our reality right now. We are at the bottom because of the institutions of white supremacy.
Right.
That's not a free people. That's not a free people. You can get mad at me all you want. That's not a free people.
Can I make a statement real fast?
Real fast, because we're going to get ready to close it out, y'all.
Yeah, he absolutely right. That's not a free people. I like the analogy that black majority statement made. He said you can put the chicken in the chicken coop, or it could be a free range chicken. It's still being led to the slaughter. The chicken's still not free. It might be running around, but it's still in the same position as the chicken that's in the chicken coop. It just think it's free. If I'm paraphrasing you, brother. I'm just, I get what you're saying.
I never said I didn't think. But as long as we paying taxes, we not a free people. I mean, that's just right. But that's not. But they was conquered. That was what we were discussing.
White people pay taxes too.
If a people don't got the right to be self-determined, that's a conquered people. It's really that simple.
Well, I agree to disagree.
Hey, what DJ just do a part 2? We'll show up if you want to.
Yeah, well, and we need this topic.
Hey, family, we do need to do a part 2 because while we doing this argument up in the space or dispute up in the space, there's a continuing active shooter on one of the college campuses in Michigan as we're speaking right now.
What channel was that on?
Check on. I've been watching it through YouTube. Check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, hit the YouTube, yo. And the news ain't gonna show you shit locally if it ain't.
Exactly.
So I mean, like, what channel on YouTube? What page on
just
YouTube?
when you go type in news. Yeah, when you go on there, just type in news, bro. Just type in news. Put an active shooter in Michigan.
Yeah, I'm about to put it on my TV. Okay.
Yeah. Because they're giving all kinds of descriptions, y'all. They can't find the guy. They giving like a black male shooter. Then they came back and said, well, we don't know who the shooter is. So they don't know. I keep trying to tell you.
So he's putting on the booth?
Yeah, from where they're talking. Yeah.
I keep trying to tell y'all about this gun-free zone.
People
who have the guns, it's crazy.
Yeah. Somebody just posted a picture, y'all, and I'm gonna show y'all the picture because I got it. But somebody just posted a picture of like 3 white males with long guns on the campus. So I'm gonna post that picture.
Tell them again, right? Tell them again.
You already know, man. They just don't get it, man.
Real quick, y'all. We're gonna get ready to go ahead and close this out. So let me let the two co-hosts go ahead and say something, and then I think DJ. I'm not sure if he's gonna be holding a space after this, but we can check and see. Ray, you want to go ahead and add something real quick?
Somebody quoted Jason Black earlier. Like I said, you definitely gotta watch out for these old Negroes. That's definitely one of my favorite sayings. But my mother saying of his I love to say is, it's not over until we win.
Real talk. DJ, you there?
Yeah, let's come on over to part 2. And like I said, we might have been conquered at one point in time. I still agree on the black woman. Jesus is your husband. We can talk about that. And I think we were a conquered people at one time, but now we're getting out of that. But that's also crumbling because we're not. I hate it. I know a lot of folks be wanting to blame the OGs, but our elders didn't tell us, hey, look, we was fighting these white people. They was gunning for us. We was gunning back at them. Just keep an eye on them, even though you may be a free-range chicken and could go to work next to them, go to school next to them. So, Martin Luther King, rest his soul. Hey, look, I might have let my people to a burning house because this shit did come with the economics, so we can get the fuck away from these people. You know, Black State of America on that note. Newstoter.
Hey, once again, y'all, tomorrow night's space will be starting about 9 o'clock. We're going to be a little bit later tomorrow night. So, guys, make sure you come in and check in and see what the topic is. I'll go ahead and I'll tweet that out sometime tomorrow afternoon. So, once again, thank everybody for coming, hosts, co-hosts, speakers, listeners, those who tweeted out. Thank you guys once again. Appreciate you as always. DJ is going to be holding a second space tonight, part 2. So, you guys go ahead and definitely catch him on that. And we will see you guys tomorrow night around about 9 o'clock p.m. So everybody be safe and good night.